Good evening, Mr. Girish. Welcome to Festival of Marketing. So I had a few questions for you.
Sure.
We keep hearing these days are like great time to be a marketer, but keeping in mind recent times, there have been certain controversies around certain campaigns. So we can say that the consumer expectations are changing. So what is your take on this? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
So I would think that customer expectations changing is a very good thing, because as marketers we've got to adapt with the changing sensibilities. So as marketers we have to be far more sensitive to a lot of campaigns and how we could communicate creatively. The new generation is very different from the earlier generation, and therefore I think consumer expectations changing is a reality. As marketers you've got to be dynamically adapting to that and tweaking your communication to harp on those sensibilities so that you don't really hurt anybody. Okay, it has to be something which will benefit anybody but not really get into any controversial zone. Finally, your messaging should not get into, you don't want to kind of build your brand on controversy, you got to build your brand on credibility. So communicating credibility is far more important than just standing out due to controversy. Sure.
So would you call 2024 a great year for the marketing industry in terms of budget growth?
I think from a budget growth it was very good. The ADEX grew quite well in 2024, even thanks to the elections which happened this year. So I think the growth has been really good. India is now a very large market. We're going to add supposedly by 2030 100 million urban consumers. From rural they'll become urban. So there's a huge opportunity there, and I think as a marketing industry we're in the right place, because we have the largest population in the world to market, and there are so many diverse Indias. It's not about one mass bombarding strategy, it's about micro surgical strikes, and I think it's a great time to be a marketer. We're marketers. I've seen the first generation, which is just television and print. I've seen digital, and I think I'm very, very fortunate and lucky to have seen both sides of the coin.
Well said. So, as our theme says, back to basics, what would be your advice on or lesson on creating a creative campaign that resonates with the audience well and drives more engagement?
So I think very, very basic, and I always believe that marketing is common sense, right? We do undergo a lot of courses in marketing, but finally the basics are very important. Our brief to our advertising agency is simple: create a messaging or a communication which first entertains the consumer. No consumer likes to see ads. Nobody wants, and if you want to skip ads, you can skip ads after 4 seconds or whatever, and nobody likes being thrust ads on them. So if you entertain the customer, bring a smile on their face and get your messaging across, that is very important. Media doesn't matter. If you have a great ad for 30 seconds, people will see it if you have good communication. So I'm a firm believer of very strong creative communication that brings a smile on the face and connects with the consumer at an emotional level. So that's important.
That's lovely insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for talking.